It's been 2 weeks since a targeted shooting outside the Jewish Museum in Washington left a young couple dead and their families in a world of grief. Sarah Milgrim and Yaron Lischinsky, two people in love, were killed in an act of terror as they left the museum on May 21st. Since then, another attack against supporters of Israeli hostages in Boulder, Colorado, has further highlighted the way anti-Semitic ideas can become anti-Semitic violence in America. Jonah Kaplan of CBS News Minnesota spoke exclusively with Milgrim's parents and brother, and he joins us now. Jonah, good morning.
Good morning, all of you, and thanks for having me even for such a sobering story. But if we think back to October 7th, 2023, and that Nova Music Festival, it was about love and friends, and it became a massacre. Sarah Milgrim's father told us this is a continuation of that same tragedy, the murder of a young woman who dreamed of a better world for everyone.
Amidst this grief, what are the feelings? Anger, frustration, confusion?
Right now I'm hurt. You know, I'm too hurt to say it's anger or frustration. I don't know what I'm going to feel later on, to be honest with you.
What the parents of Sarah Milgrim do know, and what they want everyone to know, was how their daughter's life was filled with love, starting with her father Bob, her mother Nancy, and older brother Jacob.
She was the perfect child. We never argued about anything. She loved the environment, loved Mother Earth. She loved people. She loved family. She loved her community.
It was a life full of love stories, too. First falling for Israel after her bat mitzvah in Jerusalem. Sarah would tour Israel again in college, and then again as part of a program called Tech to Peace, a work-study program for Israelis and Palestinians.
She's not a tech person.
Right.
So she learned some things, but really she was involved with the social immersion between bringing all the people together.
When Sarah got a job after grad school at the Israeli embassy, she'd fall in love again with Yaron Lischinsky.
We saw their love blossom for each other, and we knew how strong it was. So we were hoping that they would be getting married.
They were together on the night of May 21st, leaving a diplomatic event discussing how to get more aid into Gaza. The war, triggered by Hamas's October 7th terrorist attack, is now in its 19th month. The fighting might be thousands of miles away, but the conflict continues to roil U.S. cities and college campuses.
Free, free, free Palestine!
Scenes the Milgrims were worried about even before Sarah and Yaron were shot and killed. There are people now that are calling the man who allegedly shot and killed your daughter a political prisoner, a hero,
Free, free Palestine!
someone who was working to be a liberator.
I don't know anything about those,
Yeah,
but Sarah wasn't against the Palestinians. She wasn't against the people in Gaza. She was, in all her heart, working towards finding a way for everyone to live together peacefully.
There's nothing more important in Judaism than life and the sanctity of life. And to what end is this fighting and sacrifice? What does it accomplish? Taking my sister from me, it's not going to accomplish anything.
Usually a parent tries to mold their child. Sarah molded us. She was a stronger person than I ever was. I told Nancy after this happened that I'm a different person now than before. This happened from learning so much about what Sarah did and her courage.
Jonah, I'm so glad we were able to do this story before the news moves on and people forget and that family's left alone in their grief. One of the wrenching details that came out in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, we heard it from the ambassador, the Israeli ambassador, I think, is that Yaron was on the brink of proposing to Sarah.
He was, and we also learned from Sarah's family, the mother just found out from a friend that Sarah went ring shopping to help Yaron, maybe give him some tips. One really amazing part of this is that the families are now in touch, and the Milgrims are actually going to be going to Israel in the fall to meet with Yaron's family and to visit his grave.
And you're going to continue this coverage on the evening news tonight?
Well, it's important because we just have to do more than looking back. How do we prevent the next tragedy, right? And what can we do to stop anti-Semitism from growing and metastasizing when we know what starts with the Jews doesn't end with the Jews?
It's also important, you know, what Sarah stood for and Yaron. They were at an event trying to bring more aid to Gaza. She clearly cared about peace and dialogue. So it's just, it's so heartbreaking.
It's the kind of incident, if you can't denounce that, you're not anti-war, you're anti-Semitic.
October 7th, they say, didn't create anti-Semitism, it revealed it in America.
Jonah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.